Okay.
Call this board meeting to order. Time is 5:30. Motion to approve the agenda with one addition to new business that I have. There was a paper handed to me earlier about a new party in North Carolina called NC, or North Carolina Forward Party. Just want everyone to be aware of that, and when we get to that, I'll let y'all know more about that.
I make a motion to approve the agenda with add-on additions. I second.
Next item, director reports. I think everybody had a copy of that.
And I'll just read it for the sake of the audience because you can all read along.
Yep.
Montgomery County early voting plans were sent to the state on July 25th. They were due August the 8th, but during our elections connection meeting last Wednesday, the extension was received as to be due on the 15th. The state conference, of course, we all attended. It went well, and looking forward to all the ways we can use what we've learned in the future. MAT team training materials have been completed. I've picked out MAT team member recommendations. I've spoken to each one of those ladies, and they're on board with that, and they're in your packets for approval in a few moments. The new required UOCAVA envelopes with the sleeves for IDs have been ordered. I needed to order all three types of envelopes because of the new requirements and the updated forms. August the 4th, a candidate for Mount Gilead Town Commissioner, Mr. Bruce Gint, withdrew his candidacy. August the 6th through the 7th, two amazing precinct officials, Sheila Perry and Donnie Juarez, assembled all 70 of the new precinct official manuals here at the office. I greatly appreciate them doing that. They're all stacked in the boxes back there, ready to be handed out. August the 7th, we held candidate orientation. We had two candidates attend. That went extremely well. Donna worked hard on the presentation, and it was very thorough. It was really good, and it included general election processes to help the candidates better understand our role in their journey to becoming an elected official. The registration repair duties presented to our office have been completed. The state survey acknowledging completion was sent on August the 8th. I received an immediate release yesterday stating the first wave of mailings were now being sent. I'm assuming that meant they were sent yesterday. Its total number that went out was 82,700, and Montgomery County has 188 letters that are going out from the state with that mailing, and they'll give us guidance on what to do if we get those return letters. I'm working on the laptops, getting those updated to Windows 11 and getting them updated in general. And when election information is available, I'll be able to get that loaded on those. August the 13th, the candidate for Biscoe Town Commissioner, Mr. Kenneth Linthicum, withdrew. Just wanted y'all to be aware of those. August the 14th, ballot proofing process was completed. It was nerve-wracking to say the least. I had to assign the ballots and get quite a few things done, but they're done. And then August 19th, today, our ballots for the municipal election were ordered. And I just praise the Lord for that because it got done, and I'm just very thankful that process is over. And it went well.
And you have, y'all, I saw y'all had copies of the.
Yeah, we should turn it back around. Yeah, we looked down, looked at it.
Okay. So while we're discussing that real quick, because that was just done today. It was presented to me a few minutes ago before the meeting that, when can we release sample ballots? And for the life of me, my brain can't remember. And I haven't had a chance to look to see. But pending our knowledge of that, I would say it would be September at the earliest.
At least
Before
40
the-
days before.
Yeah.
October 3rd is the first day we can start mailing absentee ballots with the ballot in them.
Okay.
So if you want to go by that, however you,
Um,
or you want to find out, whichever you want to do.
Yeah, So let's, I would like for you to just check on that. I'm thinking 60 days sounds about right. But like I said, for the life of me, I can't recall right off the top of my head. So
Okay.
just make a note of that. Let us know so we can all be aware. All right, moving on. There's no old business that we have to bring back. And, public comments, anyone from the public? From the public,
There's no one on the signature sheet?
nobody. Okay. So on to new business. The addition of new business that I had was a new party, it's called, so we got this letter and a signature sheet. This letter is to inform you of the status of a petition for a new party, North Carolina Forward Party in Montgomery County pursuant to the North Carolina law. Batch number 2 submitted on 8/19/2025 has been checked against the registration records of the Montgomery County Board of Elections, and 0 names out of the 1 signature has been determined to be qualified. The 1 person on the list that signed the petition is not qualified. They're not a registered voter. Just wanted everyone to be aware of that, that I'll have to sign off on that so that they know that the off staff sends that back to those folks. They know, hey, this person's not right. However, you did mail them.
That's in our county even.
It is. I pulled it up.
It's 175
I
Chapel
pulled it
Road,
up. It is.
not Davidson County.
No.
What's the name?
See, this is for Kelly.
She pulled it up.
Mhm.
Um,
I actually verified they're not a voter, and then when I go into Seams to do the signature verification and petition checking module, it actually pre-populates it that they're not registered to vote. The signature won't be counted.
So,
And that letter goes to the gentleman's name that's in the heading. I make copies and keep them in the office, but I did send that gentleman a registration so that he could register to vote if he desires.
so then we have to re-meet on it.
No,
Oh, no.
it will not count Ben. That he did, when he signed that, he was not a registered voter, so we do not put that on hold.
That's very interesting.
So is that a recognized party through the state? Yeah.
I think that the petitions are
That's what they're
coming
trying.
in. You're right.
So if any of y'all remember the Constitution Party a few years back, we went through this process with them.
Mhm.
Which is not recognized.
And you said this was the North Carolina Forward Party.
Mhm.
Okay, let's make sure everybody can right.
We get all kinds.
Oh, yeah.
But as I said, I just wanted everybody to be aware of that. All right. Next, board approval to the temporary transfer voters from the PD precinct that are eligible to vote in the Mount Gilead Municipal Precinct. In your packet, there is a sample of that resolution.
John has the original.
I have the original.
Here is the request that I have to send into the state. If anybody wants to look at that, what has to go in, this is what I have to send in, so if y'all want to just be careful.
So when Matt Gee annexed that little section a few years back, those folks still normally will vote in PD, but during a municipal, they will vote, they have to go to Matt Gee. So those 13 folks, we just have to do this to make it to where they can go down there and vote. On the map, I circled the area, it's this road.
And the reason we're doing this is because there's nothing for them to vote
Vote
for
for
in
in
PD.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
No, they're in the municipality.
so
He speaks.
because they live here and they're in the PD precinct,
Right,
but they're residents of Mount Gilead.
right. And we don't want to open up the
Yeah.
PD precinct.
This is the PD list of voters, and I have the top sheets have the 13, and how you tell is municipality.
That's it.
It'll have
Oh,
TM,
you
which
got
is
it.
Town of Mount Gilead, if y'all want to look through that.
Rutherford,
It's further down.
No, okay.
It's further down.
yeah, it's
So
Rutherford.
that's part, is that part of the like, the golf course community there?
No, it's right below, it's right before you get to,
I'm looking at this map backwards. This is right there near the restaurant.
Yeah, it's below, it's Mount Gates side of the restaurant.
Yeah,
That side.
okay, all right, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, I was looking at it backwards, yeah.
Okay.
Right the first time, dude.
You knew the thing out there,
Oh.
James.
I know.
So the resolution said, resolution to approve a temporary transfer of PD precinct voters that reside within the municipality of Mount Gilead to the Mount Gilead precinct for the November 5, 2025 municipal election. Whereas the Montgomery County Board of Elections in a meeting duly assembled August 19, 2025 in the Board of Elections office, boardroom at 327 North Main Street, Troy, North Carolina, considered voters of PD precinct that are in the municipality of Mount Gilead to be transferred temporarily to Mount Gilead precinct. And whereas after careful consideration and review, therefore it is hereby resolved by the Montgomery County Board of Elections that the attached request be temporarily transfer voters to the adjacent precinct for the 2025 municipal elections is unanimously approved. Be it resolved that per General Statute 163-128A, this board finds that 1,552 voters are registered to vote in the PD precinct as of August 18th, 2025. 2, currently 13 voters in the PD precinct are eligible to vote in the Mount Gilead municipal election. 3, adequate notification and publicity will be provided to notify voters in the PD precinct of the temporary transfer to the Mount Gilead precinct polling location. 4, the change does not unfairly favor or disfavor voters with regard to race or party affiliations. And 5, the proposed change provides adequately for security against fraud. This resolution is adopted this 19th day of August 2025. Any objections?
Does adequate notification mean something in
Paper and letters and all that. The date's wrong. I'm gonna go fix that and I'll bring you a
Number
copy.
one.
It's November 4th, not 5th.
Oh,
This
I
is-
was in touch.
I'll be right back.
Need to fix that.
Yeah.
Have a whole different election on that day.
Yeah.
Just for this 13.
Just for the 13 folks.
Oh. You got 100% turnout. Somebody door knocked on that.
Show up. And I could protest.
John, there was one other thing. It was not placed on the agenda to review or approve the minutes from last meeting.
Oh,
So I don't know how you need to,
While we are waiting for the correction to that, the minutes were handed around. Everybody got them in their email a few weeks back. To get a motion to approve those minutes from the last meeting.
I'll make a motion.
so Teddy motion and you second?
Oh,
And
I didn't hear Ted.
And then once they're all signed, if you just come into that table right there, I'll get them. So they will not disappear.
other thing not there, that is the official notice for the election.
Y'all will mark it on your copies. I guess this is.
It's this thing. So, Another thing that, was handed to me earlier is, the official notice of election that will be posted and sent to the paper. And it's just the, municipal general election for Bisco, Candor, Mount Gilead will be held Tuesday, November 4th. Voters will be asked to show a photo ID when they vote. All voters will be allowed to vote with or without ID. Voters who lack ID can get one free from their county board of elections. Find out more at ncsbe.gov/voter-ID. That's the poll locations and times. Polls will open from 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. on election day, November 4th. Voting locations on election day are Bisco Town Hall, Candor Fire Department. Candor Fire Department. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
It is.
My brain,
So,
Mount
It's the
Gilead.
old fire department.
Yeah.
They have a new one.
Yeah.
But we're
It's
still
the
in
one
the
we've
old
always
one. Yep, the same one before.
Mount Gilead Highland Community Center. Early voting will be held at the following location from Thursday, October 16th to Saturday, November 1st. County Board of Elections Office, 327 North Main Street. Early voting times are weekdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, November 1st, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Absentee ballots will be mailed to voters who have requested them beginning October 3rd. Voter can fill out an absentee ballot request at votebymail.ncsbe.gov or by filling out a request form provided by the Board of Elections. The request must be received through the website or by the Montgomery County Board of Elections by 5 p.m. October 21st. I think that's one of the changes, the time frame.
Yes.
Registered voters who live within the municipal boundaries of Bisco, Candor, and Mount Gilead may vote in the municipal election. Municipal contests include the mayor and members of the municipality's governing board. Voter registration deadline for this election is 5 p.m. Friday, October 10th. Eligible individuals who are not registered by the deadline may register and vote at any early voting site during the early voting period. New registration or new registrants will be required to provide documentation of their residence. Questions? Call Montgomery County Board of Elections office with our phone number or send an email to montgomeryboe@montgomerycountync.com. So that will be posted and sent to the paper.
That does say early voting on that Saturday ends at 3, correct?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Okay. So just another thing for y'all to be aware of. All right, so back to the resolution, the temporary transfer. I think we have a motion. Make a motion to accept.
I'll say,
All those.
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion.
She makes a motion.
I second.
Sorry.
Thank you, sir.
And everybody said, ah,
Everybody says aye.
Oh, a lot of you.
There's waters and snacks over there if anybody wants any. I can make you a cup of coffee.
Okay.
Well, it's my coffee. I want to. I'm just picking.
Fair enough.
I break mine one day.
Next item on the agenda, precinct official and MAC team appointments. Before we get into the bulk of what we're going to talk about tonight, let's look at the MAC team appointments first.
Sounds great.
In your packet, there should be the list. All right, so there's four and then an alternate.
Mhm.
Both. My question is, so your first two names, that's one, team one.
That's one team.
Team
Yes, sir.
one, okay.
Yes.
Or team A, call them team A.
Right.
Team A, and team B. So team A is Patricia Cagle and Deanna Poole.
I have applications right here. Can you look at them and certificates and
And
things?
team,
I filled application thing.
Mhm.
and then team B is Sheila Perry and Donnie Juarez. And our alternate is Pam Hurley. Discussion, questions?
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the Sheila Perry. Anybody know her?
She's been on.
She was chief judge at Bisco last time. She helped put the policy official manuals
She did
together.
early voting,
Okay.
in Bisco.
Does that ring a bell with me?
Yep.
Only one other, everybody else I'm great with. And I'm great with her, obviously.
Yep. She's been around for as long as I've been around. That doesn't say a whole lot.
I'm making a motion to accept as presented.
Second.
All those?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so Matt team is set. Our Matt team training schedule for September 18th, at 6 o'clock. Will that be here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Also attached to that packet is the, guidance from the Lavalla. I have that has to do it. On search. Okay. Paperwork on right down.
I know I give y'all a lot. I'm sorry.
Which thing needs to the left? I'm just afraid I'm gonna run into Drew here in a minute.
No, you're not. I'm doing everything in the middle. That's,
Well, one day y'all are gonna come in here and that new table's gonna be.
Okay. All right.
This new year.
Now let the fun begin. Precinct official. First. We have three lists in front of us. And got a lot of work. Before we dive into it, anyone want to have a brief conversation or make a statement on process?
If I may, I would love to.
Of course.
Last night, I actually took training with our attorney for the NCGOP reference 16341 subsection C, which covers all these. And he broke it down in a way that I'd never heard it broken down before. And he said there's three parts of this process. And it's just number one part is appointments from the list of the chair of the political party. And we can read the statute, but I'm just making a summary of what he instructed and his interpretation of the statute. This is, it must be submitted on time, of course. There must not have any other disqualifications from statutes. Must live in the precinct. And we must appoint from them a list of qualified candidates. And that's it. So and it says we must. So if it's a legit submitted by either political party, the names, we must appoint from that what they submitted. But if they're disqualified, then it's called an insufficiency. And that person cannot be appointed during phase one. Okay. Phase two is when we look at the insufficiencies And this is actually from the statute, we're diligently seeking to fill the positions with registered voters of that precinct. So we must make a diligent, as a board, to try to find somebody from that precinct through our knowledge, through the director's knowledge, or any, even the, whoever we say, try to help us out on that. And we could look at but we're trying to get people still within that precinct. And let me go back to part one is the majority vote by the board. All right, so any of those appointed just has to be a majority. Part two, when we're looking at that insufficiencies, must be a unanimous vote. And in part three, that's when we can find qualified candidates outside the precinct because we've not been able to find any others, place them in that position, and that must be a unanimous vote. Of course, there were several different things that went over. There can't be, the chief judge and two judges can't be all the same political party. It was brought up that, if it was two Democrats and unaffiliated, that's fine. But it just can't be all the same political party. Or if it's two Republicans and unaffiliated, that's fine. So that was something that's laid out in the statutes. Also was something that was really big, and a bunch of counties brought this up. There was like 100 people on this training. Was that a lot of people have been told they needed to go in a closed session to discuss people qualified on these lists, and he said that's a total no-no because they're not employees yet, and they're just getting appointments. So it's a public meeting, and it must be done in the open. It's the difference if we got a complaint on them after they have been put in that position down the road. And then you could look at the legalities of whether or not you can go to closed session. Other than that, I mean, that was the summary of it. I'd never looked at it in that situation because I had different ways, different chairs, board of elections have done it different ways. But that after reading it several times, it made the most sense how that's happening. And it makes the most sense that we try to get people that live there to work in that area. Because people want to see their neighbors. They want to see their neighbors. When they walk in the vote, they feel safe with their neighbors. Let's just be honest.
And honestly, so in 2004, when I started.
Yeah.
I really didn't know a lot of the people up my way. And partly because I was young and we're transplants to Montgomery County, so to speak. But once they found out, oh, you live in so-and-so's old house, your parents own so-and-so's old house, they kind of got to, and then when I was there, these folks were like nicest people coming in and showing me all the M&M stuff that their dad would buy that day.
Constantly.
So, it builds a little bit of community by knowing the people and seeing their faces whether it's every 2 years out in the county or every year in the city or in the
That's a
county.
pretty tight knit group up there. It used to be. I don't know if you
Sure.
need so much
Oh, yeah.
anymore.
I'd say the smaller precincts are, even though they're harder to fill,
Mhm.
or people might want to see their neighbors more than maybe somebody here in Troy. I hate to say that, but that's just the truth.
Roy's been over there for quite a few years in Little River, and that's how I got to know Roy.
Yeah.
Which is how I got to know,
What's
Don.
Madonna? We need name tags
Right.
over here.
so.
It's not their fault.
And I know, so that being in the precinct where you live really helps, so.
It does.
um,
So with that being said, I would definitely want to ask, and I know some of this was explained to me prior to this meeting a little bit, but I am still a little confused on what exactly was submitted by both parties and at what times.
mhm.
If the director could help us out on that.
This form
Okay,
is what the Republican Party submitted,
okay,
and they submitted it on time.
On the 12th.
okay.
And then this one is the Democratic Party.
And now
Submitted on time.
and they submitted on time,
Yes.
but you had some discussions with both parties or just both parties about it or not?
This, I want to tell you, this list right here is one that Donna and I met and went over. and
Okay.
placed. And then from there, your questions, Miss Donna knows, she's been the heart of this.
So just to kind of explain the process, at the last meeting here, I had approached both the party chairs and said, okay, we've got your applications. I've got them in your hands. And you've had them for a chance to review. I said, there are holes. And at the last meeting, we discussed the vacant spots. And so I asked them if they wanted to meet and try to go over maybe where people have worked in the past and who's a new applicant, who's an existing precinct official. And that was going to take place when we came back from conference. Well, when I came back from conference, I hadn't gotten any message from either party. I called, or I sent an email out to both parties. I heard from the Republican Party saying that they've been through the process before. They're going to good. They're good. They're going to let us have our list on time per statute. No need to meet. I received a call from the Democrat Party, and she requested to come in and meet. As you can imagine, as the applications came through, I had filled out the sheet. It's very elementary. But this is the original sheet. The orange ones are the Republicans and the blue ones are the Democrats. So you can see that in, for example, Biscoe, heavily Democrat, no Republicans at that point in terms of applications that were turned in. So then I went through those and based on where people had worked in the past and what their home precinct is, because our goal is to keep people at home. Their home precinct is, I filled in this based on where possible people, for example, Donnie Juarez, she is a Candor home, but she's always worked in Biscoe. So I put that as a Biscoe option because they didn't have one for the Republican. Anyway, so then Kay came in and she looked over the vacancies and we tried to work through where some of those surpluses could be blended into vacancies. And while in my office, we called and talked to people about, your home precinct has an abundance of Democrats there. Would you be willing to travel to wherever? And so she got confirmation from all of those who we had thought may need to travel or not be used at all, saying that yes, they would be willing to travel. So all the Democrats that are listed on there, if they're out of their home precinct, are aware that they're out of their home precinct in terms of the nominations, and are willing to travel to that location. Then we were waiting on the Republican, and then I think some things transpired where Alan had to, on the Monday before the nominations were due, handed it over to the vice chair. No, it was the Monday prior to, the week before, so week Monday, prior to those. And so Mr. Kramer was the vice chair at the time, and he called Kim and explained that they'd been given an opportunity to come in and kind of look at the situation. She pulled what she could find in terms of prior precinct officials. The only one she found other than the 2024 one was the 2021 through 2023 placements. And so with Mr. Kramer, we provided that information to him.
So who submitted this list? Mr. Kramer or?
It just comes as the GOP email. So I don't know who
So
actually.
it came from Chairman Mashburn.
Right.
Email that.
Right.
One that he made for the GOP.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the one that's recognized as GOP.
And going in discussions, I guess the questions that I had really was, I seen one email where y'all had said, hey, y'all had asked, I think, Alan, if he would move some people around. And I think he agreed, but I think that there were several exchanges that I didn't see.
So when that original email came through,
Yeah.
we noticed that some of the applicants, and that's entirely okay, that some of the applicants that we knew were very interested in working, like Donnie Juarez, Lynn Varner, Lucas McCaskill, Nancy Rupert, they hadn't been chosen. And that's the party chair's discretion. They can certainly do that. But because we weren't sure that Mr. Kramer had everything that he needed, Kim looked at the list and she's like, okay, we got to go through this and see, because it was completely off base from what we were expecting. And we found some people on there that didn't even, there was one person on there that did not live in the county. And so it had been nominated, but they are a Randolph County registered voter, not ours. Again, the 4 people that we mentioned that we really expected to be still in place at the precincts before weren't even nominated. Anyway, so then Kim and I sat down, the list that you see that looks like this. This is the one where Kim and I sat down and we went back, for example, well, we talked about Anna Kratz at Mount Gilead. She doesn't live in Montgomery County. In in El Dorado, they had Janie Carroll listed. She was unaffiliated. I wasn't sure if she could be a chief judge as an unaffiliated one, and she always works in Ophir and prefers Ophir because it's closer to her home, kind of thing. So when Kim and I sat down and went through those logistics for each person that were on that list, that's when this list was created as a suggestion. This is the list that Kim sent back to Alan, that big email that you were referring to. And then he got back to her and I think said that he was fine with those changes and those adjustments.
Yeah, it was a link to the email.
And I don't know what day that happened, but it must have been that very same day or the email came.
August the 12th.
Yeah, August the 12th was when she sent the email back to him and then he replied,
Well, he sent it back after hours. I got it the next morning.
yeah. But it was still on the 12th. So-
It was.
Oh.
Well,
So he sat back and said that all the changes y'all had made. Because I got part of that, but part of that it was just like a couple of people. I think mentioned on there was something about Lucas McCaskill. I can remember just off the top of my head. I didn't see all the changes of what this list is versus the other list. And I again, I just want to go by statute because statute says that we must go by what the county chairman submits.
Mhm.
Even if I agree with it or don't agree with it.
right.
Um,
And this is my first experience being able to look and see that the folks I know are experienced not being on there. It was just kind of like a shock. So
And that was a big discussion last night, that training, because that's of course, and I know the way y'all are looking at it, and I look at it that same way too. You want a good voting experience, you want somebody with experience in their working, but that is not in statute about experience. I mean, and I hate that. I mean, it should be. You would think there would be something, but I don't, there's just not there. That's just where I want to go. I mean, I definitely want to go by the book anytime we do anything. Because
Well, for example,
it's a serious situation.
like Charlotte Lamons was listed as the nominee in Bisco and she lives in
She's not
Star.
valid. So, I mean, his list, that submission would not be valid right now because she doesn't live in.
Lives in that precinct.
Yeah, so we would not have to look at her. But if this is his list by Joanne Richardson and Zach Brewer, and both of them live in Bisco, we would have to look at them by statute. We would have to actually appoint them by statute.
And then where does Donnie Juarez fit into that? Did that name come up?
She wasn't nominated by the Republican Party.
Yes, she is. Troy too.
Oh, and Troy too.
She's in a different place.
Yep. I got her down here as chief judge.
Oh, they sure do. I didn't see her down there yet.
So that would make her invalid at that
That would make her
location.
invalid.
At that location. In the phase one of it. I mean, it's not that she still might not be appointed. She just couldn't be appointed in the phase one of it. She'd have to be appointed in another hole somewhere else.
So at this point, what we need to do is go line by line.
So Joanne Richardson is
Oh.
listed as the chief judge in Bisco, and she says she does not want to be the chief judge. And again, I don't know if that's gonna matter or not, but
I mean, it does.
when we
So-
submitted the applications
Moved.
or
So
asked her for the application, she said, I don't want to be the chief.
just because they're appointed doesn't mean they have to accept.
Mhm.
And if they've made that statement of, I don't want to do that, I want a word, but I don't want to be that, then we have to take that in consideration. And that's part of the phase one of
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's part of it.
But again, that was a conversation that she had prior to submitting her application in.
Mhm.
So I don't know how she ended up as the chief there. I don't know if the Republican Party spoke to her and I don't know that
We
conversation
we
out
are,
there.
we are at a, we are at a, you know,
Mhm.
a deficit because of, you know, things that's out of our control, you know, and, you know, we all know that
Oh, yeah.
there's things that's going on that's not in any of our controls, but just God's control right now, but, and it's sad, but I mean, we're at a deficit for not having that person be able to answer that question,
Mhm.
you know?
So
I
are we
wanna-
going to go through all the phases tonight, or are we gonna have to re-meet on them
No, it goes through all three phases.
Do it all.
tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And it will be a whole lot quicker than you think.
And I want to make one comment.
Yeah.
Coop was put down as an assistant in Rocky Springs.
Yeah,
He was never asked,
yeah. So again,
but he can't be.
that's an insufficient submission. So,
Okay, all right,
So,
yeah,
thank you.
not only just because he wouldn't ask, because he don't live there.
Right.
so let's go through the ones who are not in the correct precinct. To start with. So,
Fiscal looks good except for the chief.
so, no.
And Charlotte Lemon.
So,
started
these, all right, let's go through, the GOP's list, and then we'll go to the,
But they say that, I mean, if they say that he's accepted every one of these changes, then we're fine with it. I mean, that would be the same as his list, I'm saying.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that. I wanted that on record, that he had accepted all those
Do you
changes.
have it?
okay,
Yeah.
so that'll speed it up then.
Speed up, but hold on.
Yeah, so
You want
I'm not trying to make extra work.
no,
Okay.
no.
I mean,
Okay.
I trust y'all.
Yeah,
I want to say one thing before we go any further.
yes,
Larry Emmerich, no way, shape or form do I ever want him in his office again. I don't care what party or anything, but he was part of the Rhonda problem, a big part of it.
I'm gonna agree with that.
Hand that to John.
I can agree, but remember your.
Just did everything. The concerns I have, the responses from Alan are in black. Mine are in red.
yeah, me too.
If Kelsey or anybody wants to look at that.
Yeah, I know every single thing.
With,
I already did.
with Alan. Okay, so let's, basically the phase one of out of precinct stuff has been dealt with. That's how we ended up with this. list.
Well, it's not, because Donnie's not in Bisco, so I don't know who else is not. In precinct. So we would have to look at that.
I've got a list here. I can make a copy. This is my working copy and I've highlighted with their home precinct in red
Okay.
in terms of the places. Would you like to have a copy of this?
Yeah.
That will be easy to work from.
This is that list transferred over with precinct homes on there. And I also put on there,
Donnie, so Donnie Flores, does this, but
No, she doesn't count. She doesn't count it precinct.
She just teams up with Sheila Perry very well.
Bamboo Ridge Lane, Bisco.
That's correct, but that doesn't put her in the Bisco precinct.
Okay,
Yeah.
Bamboo Ridge is not in Bisco,
It's in between.
it's,
It's down there behind CNM Trailer Mobile Home Park. I know
oh,
where
yes,
she
yes,
lives.
She sleeps in a different bedroom, but she.
No, there's not a split.
there's
I
nothing.
don't think there's a split. I think it's 100%.
Don't laugh. Why
I know
you
where, I know where,
That's where landlords are in the Canada precinct.
Oh, did it?
yeah, I know exactly where she's at.
Yeah.
Some of those road names,
Oh, you wouldn't find that road. I can go ahead and tell you.
So this goes good except for.
so, okay,
So
so right off the bat, we can go, let's work off of this list.
That's just.
All right, so, Donnie is,
That's just his responses to my concerns, Kelsey.
Yep.
perfect. Donnie is out of precinct.
Donnie's out of precinct.
But Joanne, Sheila, Zach, and Pat are good to go.
Yes. Now, the yellow highlight or the yellow colored box
Is,
We didn't have, applications on them. Now we are only missing applications on Zach Brewer.
I got that. Hold on.
Okay,
So the yellow was missing application.
yes, sir.
Okay. So yellow's missing applications. The ones who are still missing applications are Zach Brewer, Peg Campbell, Lisa Greenwood, Paul Holzenbach,
That's it. Everybody else is turned in there.
Yes. I got that information from all of us.
Let Donna explain what that is, because it'll be real easy to read.
Split it up, Judge.
Check the introduction.
3, 4. Yeah.
Explain the, color.
Oh, that was fine. We can share. We can. Okay, so if you look at, so like Donnie Warris, when she was originally nominated by the Republican Party, again, she was nominated out of her precinct. She was nominated in Troy 2 or somewhere.
Yeah.
So she was out of her precinct. She would have been an insufficient nomination at that particular time. We did not have, and then of course, Charlotte Lamons is out of her precinct. She would have been insufficient at that time. Here's what I have here, the red. Shows their home precinct.
Yeah.
Or no, the red shows if they're out of precinct.
Right.
The first, behind the name, and you see the first parentheses, that's their home precinct.
And if it's red, they're not in the.
And
right
if it's red, they're out of precinct.
This note underneath, Ms. Cagle, what does that mean?
So she didn't have numbers. I also had, because of this registration,
I understand.
repair thing.
She was,
She registered in, yep,
I got you.
she, okay.
Yep.
We were trying to,
Man, now.
we were trying to multiple task, and one of the things that I did is when I went through this list, I wanted to make sure, first of all, that everybody was eligible.
She was prior to the act where they put. the-
Yeah, and checking to make sure that we had numbers, like ID numbers, and if we didn't, we were gonna try to get them. And she did not have numbers, but it's prior to the requirement. So,
Okay, so, Donnie's disqualified for now.
Yep.
Right. Joanne Richardson's good. Let's go.
Okay.
Everybody. Joanne Richardson is good. Sheila Perry, good. Zach Brewer.
Application.
yeah, the yellow means that the application has not been received. Oh, sorry.
You're fine, you're fine. You're fine.
So everything that I described, I apologize, I mean, we can do this to make it faster, it was all on just judges and chief judges. Assistants have a whole different statute.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I read that last night. So,
I mean, that does not necessarily mean that because he submitted names or either person submitted names for assistants, that we had to apply them as judges or chief judges.
right. Just,
So do we want to go for Joanne and Sheila at this time
yes,
as judges?
yes.
Yeah.
Joanne and Sheila, a motion to approve those.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Those were, two are approved. Skip the assistance for name. Candor. Lucas Caskell, Aaron Britt, and Laura Harris. They're all Candor. No,
His address is just wrong.
So
it's
great.
Caskell Road,
Yeah.
but it's Candor.
Change that address.
Well, it's a Bisco address, but it's Candor.
Precinct.
Precinct. Oh, okay.
Just like,
Another one that screwed up things.
Don's,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
a Star address.
He does, yeah.
Right.
Most people living in Warren County have a Bisco address.
Yeah.
So,
People live there.
Yeah, you got them side by side. This is Star and this was Troy.
So a motion to approve Lucas McCaskill, Karen Britt, and Laura Harris for Candor.
I'll make a motion.
I'll,
You guys are-
who's that? Eddie, do you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. let Eddie get this.
Approved.
Eddie.
Teddy.
Cheeks Creek. Everyone lives in Cheeks Creek there. Audrey Farlow, Steve Profader, and Joanne Butler. Motion,
I'll make a motion.
approved.
Second?
Yep.
Who seconded?
I'll say,
Rado, Heather Walker, Kimberly Walker. Okay, I got a question. How are they related?
They're not.
They're not.
They're not related. Okay. Just coincidence.
Mhm.
Janet Schaefer. Everybody's inhaled the radio. Under control. Motion,
I'll make a motion.
second.
I have a question about
Got
between the chief and the judge.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can switch first?
Switch Heather Walker with Kimberly Walker. Is that what you're talking about?
The person on this team that will not stay part of the team.
Okay, I didn't hear you.
There's another member of the team that will not stay on the team if these two judges are listed. the way.
Between the chief and the judge.
so you're saying to switch them?
It's still
Does
gonna be
does
judge,
Kimberly,
but
does Kimberly have sufficient knowledge to be chief?
I do not know.
Y'all know of any of her history?
I don't. I know that she worked last time. I
Was her
think she
first
was an
time.
assistant and I think it was her first time.
No, Heather was the assistant last.
Kimberly Walker was the assistant in Troy two last time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she wasn't in her precinct.
El Dorado.
Yeah.
Janet.
That would have been Janet. I mean, I think the statute is clear about that the name submitted so far as position wise is up to the board. So, I mean, it's allowed by statute. I don't have no knowledge on this, but.
I don't either. Yeah. Particularly since this is your neck of the woods. If it was, Little River or Troy two. Or.
Yeah. We should have known the ones in our.
Yeah. I would rely on my own knowledge of that. You have more knowledge of that area. So,
Or we can leave it the way it is and let the other person, it's not work.
is this the person? This person. Okay, I moved that we swap them.
Okay.
Position wise.
I second it. I second it that we swap our positions.
And so, we will make Kimberly H. Walker the chief. Heather L. Walker, the judge. Oh, judge.
So Jeree made the motion to accept. Did someone second it her at this? Point? We're still
You
waiting
made
for a
it.
second.
I made it, but then we changed.
But then it
it.
came- Okay,
Or both second.
okay.
So the change there. Janet Schaefer will be the Democrat judge. Okay. Little River. Stephanie Van. Leah Hunt. Roy Moore. Got no issue with those.
That's right.
Motion?
Anything said?
I was just wondering about this one in Sea Road.
Well, we're not doing it.
Oh, okay.
We're just doing judge.
All right. Cool.
Making the motion. then?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, I'll second.
So Mount Gilead, Chief Judge Laura Anderson. Judge Jerry Osborne,
That would be it.
that would be insufficient. He is struck for now. Tessa LeGrand,
Make a motion on Chief Laura Anderson and Judge Tess LeGrand.
second, Teddy, so moved. Ofer. Edward Honeycutt, Chief. Janie Carroll is out of precinct, so strike her for now. Laura East, Democrat Judge. Motion for the chief and the Democrat judge.
I'll make a motion.
Isn't that Aileen's dog?
Yeah, and I worked as the assistant down because they couldn't get anybody in over. Or that many people in over.
Yeah.
Same
Moving
word.
on, PD, Christy Jordan, Chief. Sharon Mason, Judge. Joseph Collins. Problems, motion,
I'll make a motion.
Second.
so moved. Springs. Annie Pratt, Chief. Jennifer Del Peasy, out of precinct.
Mhm.
Carolyn Bostick, Democrat Judge. Motion for the chief and Democrat judge.
So moved.
I'll second.
Star. Chief Charlotte Lamons. Republican Judge Zachary Mashburn. Correct judge is Trey Lincoln, out of precinct. Strike him from that for now. Motion for chief and Republican judge.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
So moved. Troy one, Stacy Shook. Chief. Kenneth Hubbard. Republican judge, and Andrea Marshall, Democrat judge. Motion,
I'll make a motion.
Second.
so moved. Troy two, Dina Poole, out of precinct. Tanya Williams, out of precinct. And Jean Griffin, out of precinct.
Only two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what does it say, Jean's? Are we in Troy one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, you got an assistant Republican. You look on this sheet, it is Troy too.
Well, we're gonna come back to Troy two when we
Yep, we'll have to come back around.
Yep,
come back around.
like it's going to the next.
Uwharrie. Chief Judge Susan Inman. Republican Judge John Carroll,
Gerald.
John Gerald, I'm sorry, I saw the C first and then looked up. Out of precinct. And Kimberly Bost, El Dorado, out of precinct.
Make a motion for Susan Inman.
I'll second.
So move. Wadeville. Angela Harris, Chief Judge. Kimberly Blake, out of precinct. And Democrat Judge Emmanuel Christian. Motion for Chief Judge and Democrat Judge.
I'll make a motion.
A second
Emmanuel.
was, he danced. that
Yes.
night.
That's Emmanuel.
He's already come by and checked on us one day.
Bad.
Please,
Okay.
I'm waiting for the day he can be chief judge.
So, not that they ain't already looked at this, but I'm just saying, is there anybody that we just disqualified that could go back to a precinct that has an insufficiency? I think would be the first way to look at phase two of it.
Good idea.
Yeah.
So. Josh, Kate, are going to come to tomatoes. We don't have enough tomatoes, she has.
Sponsored David, Fisher, and Rainbow.
And Chief Creek is taken care of.
We need a dim judge and star, but I don't-
The assisted that's nominated in Star, Mary Beth Thornburg, he's a Democrat in Star. I don't know. Where it says Star at the assistant in Star, she's in Star. She's worked one election, so.
But we don't need a Republican. What's this?
She's a Democrat.
Oh, I looked at Philip, I'm sorry, Mary Beth, okay, I got you.
On Troy too, what kind of, experience does Elizabeth Sasser have? Does anybody?
I think she's been on a while.
We can move Trey Lincoln.
A Sasser?
Yeah,
She's, to my knowledge, never worked,
she's never worked.
not during 2024.
We could move Trey to-
This was the first time I've seen her name.
Let's tackle, all right, so first of all, we disqualified Trey Lincoln and Star.
Forever.
Yep,
He is Troy too.
that's correct.
And he was chief judge last year.
And he's been the chief judge at
For
Star
years.
quite a few years. However, we have no one in Troy two that lives in Troy two except for one person.
Mhm.
And so, and that's the assistant,
Oh.
Elizabeth Sasser.
Mhm.
But there, it all, statute says we want to keep them in their precinct.
Yep. So I would make a motion that we, do Elizabeth Sasser and Trey Lincoln as judges and Troy too.
In Troy too?
Yep. Which is
Like
their
that.
correct precinct.
Well,
Trey would probably like that.
people-
Troy two instead of Gene Griffith, put Trey Lincoln.
And just FYI, I think, I don't know if it's on there, Amber Johnson, that is Miss Andrea Marshall's daughter. So she can't work in the same precinct as her mother.
So she can't, yes, she can't work in her home precinct.
And she's young and she was,
That was another thing that come up. That's a common thing across the state too, is that
And
it don't give them in the first two phases, it don't give them a pass though, you know what I'm saying? Of course,
right.
So we're gonna move Elizabeth from assistant to judge.
the judge, yeah,
Mhm.
and Trey and the other judge.
Okay.
Is there anybody else that y'all know from Troy too that has worked in the past?
Used to be myself, Carolyn Manus,
Yeah.
Jeannie Shaw, Louise Bennett.
The only other Troy two applicant that we had that's a Republican was Kim Blake. That she had requested Wakeville. if at all possible.
She's on her way to Montana, so you can talk to her.
I mean, she would be being that she's in her own precinct, and I mean, that's really what the statute's for. I mean, that would be, and she has the experience to be chief as well, I would think.
Well, she hasn't worked in,
Yes.
While since she's.
She had a bad experience and wasn't gonna ever work again. And I
Really?
talked to her at Troy Fest. I said, please,
Talked her into
please come. She said she would like to work Wayville, but she might be, I don't know about chief, but that's, yeah, of course, on y'all's decision.
Who are we talking about?
Kimberly,
Like,
she lives in Troy too.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay,
but Trey would be there.
Yeah.
And he's
Taylor.
been the chief for a long time and he's fantastic.
Experience.
Yeah, he's got good people skill.
Oh, yeah.
mhm.
Trey's a good egg.
Probably Kim there. She says, is Kim here anywhere?
Yeah.
Or Wakeful.
She is in Wakeful.
I couldn't get the sheet to her.
Okay, so we need to move her from Wakeville
Okay,
to Troy too.
okay.
I make a motion that we place her in the chief position.
The chief position.
That's the only other position that we have in the field right now.
Oh, yeah, we do. Oh, no, because we moved. Yeah, okay, gotcha. My notes are not following along very
Right.
well.
Gotcha.
They're putting Kim Blake as chief at Troy too.
Elizabeth Sasser as the Republican judge and Trey Lincoln as the Democrat judge.
That's correct.
Okay, that's your motion? Okay. Anybody second it? Did I miss?
I'll second. Who made the motion?
I was just wondering how I'm gonna put it on here.
Yeah,
So
we have
where can we
a
move
star
to?
Democrats. Where do we put in Trey's position?
He is on that.
How about
Again, you
assistant?
could put
Dina's fantastic. She,
Mary Beth, again, as assistant, move her to the judge position in Star, if that's what you.
Okay, she's down on that list already. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. Oh, I see exactly what you mean. Okay. Well, I think we make that motion. Mary Beth, that was submitted as assistant name
Yeah,
to judge at Star.
So Kelsey's making that motion?
Yep.
Okay,
I'll second.
thank you, Drew.
Okay, so you're moving Mary Beth to
The
Democrat judge.
Well, ain't really moving her, replacing.
Yeah.
Placing her. That's what I
Got a
meant.
placement.
Yeah. All right, so that fixes Star set.
for judges, yes.
For judges.
Judge. Yeah, so Star set.
Well, Troy 2 is too then.
Troy two.
Now Troy 2 is set for judges.
Okay.
We need a chief judge in Bisco,
Wait a minute. What did we
right?
do?
Is there anybody else we got in Bisco?
Other than moved her off.
Again, you've got Pat Cagle listed as an assistant.
That's Democrat, right?
Oh, yeah, nope. Peter Jamal Moore is from Bisco, he's, never mind, he's Democrat, never mind.
I need to talk about him too.
Need to do
Jamal.
Okay.
We have, in URI, we've got a John C. Gerald Star, unaffiliated judge. That he's registered in Star.
He is, I don't know if I'm, but he is currently inactive because of the ID registration number, but I spoke to him today. He couldn't come by, he was out of town, so I've mailed him the paperwork needed for him to provide that documentation. But right now, he's inactive.
Just went inactive.
Last
today,
night.
Last night.
When they did the update.
That would make him insufficient.
Insufficient. He's ineligible to be appointed at this time.
At this point, thank you.
Well, wait.
All right. Well,
Rocky Springs has an assistant. Chris Smith. Star,
Do we need
Is there-
one installed?
yeah, we do.
We do.
We need a,
Yep.
we need a Democrat, no, we need, we need an assistant Democrat, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Can we just move? What about Philip Jones? That question.
No, I thought in Star, we've finished it. We put Mary Beth as
As the judge.
as
Yeah.
the judge.
We need an
Right.
assistant.
We ain't doing assistants yet.
Yeah, we.
Oh,
We're not doing assistants.
We're just
Oh, I'm sorry.
focused on the,
Judges.
I'm
So we
sorry.
need a Republican?
I think I do because we were moving there.
Yeah, we need a Republican judge in Mount Gilead, and we need one in Oakford.
And we need one in Wadeville. Cause we moved Kim out.
Yeah.
You can just. Probably get in that door.
Eight judge and six.
She's in Troy too. There she goes. That's not happening.
four, five,
She's an assistant,
6.
Yeah.
which would be.
Judges and. But she would go.
One chief judge.
She's on top of it.
3, 4, 5.
Is Lynn Varner, she's Candor?
Yeah, she loses, there's a past the school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She wasn't nominated.
We don't have to right now.
Okay.
We're in phase 2.
Oh,
Whoever you know
okay,
Mhm.
at this point that lives in the precinct
okay.
can go in there. Anybody from the crowd won't throw a name on there.
Just on. Bisco, we need a chief judge.
Yep.
Mount Gilead, we need a judge. Ophir, we need a judge.
Bucket Springs,
Rocky Springs, we need a judge.
2.
And then Troy 2 is set.
What do you got?
Okay, Kim Blake is a chief, Elizabeth Sasser is a judge, Trey Lincoln is a Democrat judge.
Oh, I thought Elizabeth Sasser was.
Yeah, we moved her to, we made her the judge.
Yep, the motion was that Kim Blake be the chief, Elizabeth Sasser be the Republican judge, and Trey Lincoln be the Democrat judge.
Gotcha.
Just so my brain's right, Troy 2 is
Right.
Town
the
hall.
library,
No,
Oh, no,
That's down.
yeah,
town hall.
Town hall.
Okay.
Down. 41's the library. Okay, so at URI, we have a name here, somebody submitted, they submitted Nancy Henson as an assistant, and we need a Republican judge there,
Okay.
and she lives there.
Yeah,
Yeah, she.
Coral Road,
Corel
Coral
Road.
Road is up there.
So I make a motion to make her judge in URI.
I second.
Okay. So moved. We got stars complete.
Star's complete,
Okay.
Troy 1's complete, Troy 3 complete. On that sheet, the only one that needs help is Rocky Springs.
Wait, okay, on my.
We
okay,
don't-
I got it.
Were
Right
you,
here.
did you say Uwari was complete? No,
Yes.
No, not with.
No, we need.
Oh, we
Democratic
still
judge,
you need Democrat judge there.
Yeah, do you have somebody that you know of?
but you've talked to both of those ladies and they've agreed to work there.
Yeah, we're not at that phase though, I don't think.
Not there yet.
Not to that.
Not to the third phase yet.
Where we at?
Now, it's at the phase where do you as a board know anybody in that precinct that may not have been nominated, but would be willing to serve?
And which precinct is it?
Any precinct, but this one we're talking about was URI. When we get to the third phase, I will let you know that I did speak to Kimberly Boast and Catherine DeVoe, who are both in El Dorado, agreed to come to, URI if it pleases the board.
All right, so the ones who. PD good. Starring the ones out beside. All right, so right now we got Bisco, Gigas, Ophir, Rocky Springs, Uwari, and Waverly. Those are the ones we need. Uwari is done.
No, we still need a
Yes,
Democrat.
because we just,
No,
no,
we
we
need
need
a
a,
Democrat.
we need a Democrat.
No Democrat.
Both of those ladies would be good there.
Okay,
They were,
First page is on.
basically that,
That have it just.
due diligence, I mean, they must do.
yeah.
Unless there's any other people, somebody knows.
Oh. Thank you.
It's past his bedtime.
Close to mine.
And nowhere near mine.
You do have never mind, I said that earlier, never mind.
Okay.
Zach Brewer, is in Bisco. He was listed as an assistant, never worked before and don't have the application turned in.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I would make that motion. Not for chair.
Mm-mm.
I think we're at an impasse here.
I could agree.
Phase two.
Yeah. I
So,
think it's really fast.
all right, so let's move on to phase three. Kelly, remind me, phase three?
Anybody
Free for,
that, as long as they're not disqualified and they live in this county.
All right, so let's start at the top of the list. Bisco Chief Judge.
I make a motion for Donnie Warrens.
I'll second.
Hey, Don.
So moved.
Yep,
Yes, yes.
Going down our list, Matt Gee's next. We need a Republican judge there. The note I see here, you said,
he was the assistant in Mount Gilead in 2024.
okay,
So he's okay with working there. You're not.
I'll make the motion.
I second.
okay.
Who's second?
Terry Osborne.
Jerry Osborne.
Okay.
Next is Ophir. We are looking for a or not chief judge, a Republican judge.
Jamie. She's from El Dorado?
Mhm.
Oh, she's unaffiliated.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dark Springs Mountain Trail is, it's considered El Dorado.
That's off of
It's-
109.
Yeah.
I don't know her.
it's
Yeah, the
right there.
distance,
By the.
It's 9 miles to Elder.
Teddy, you don't know everybody?
yeah, it's,
Oh,
What?
it's-
You don't know
It's-
everybody?
No,
Yeah.
it's hard to believe.
When you're going up, right before, you get to Warriors.
Yeah.
Where River Road comes. in.
Yeah.
That mountain that's there on the left.
Yeah.
That's Dark Springs. Body,
I'll make a motion that we accept this one.
so,
Unless
just to
anybody
be clear,
has
you,
any-
the
Janie.
Janie Carroll was cool with driving to El Dorado.
I
or
think she's
to
worked in the
Ophir.
last two elections. I did not specifically
It
ask.
says over 20.
Yeah, but she
That's
did
for
work over in
2024.
twenty twenty-four, and I think she worked, all elections in 24 at Oprah.
Okay. They're really nice and over.
And like I said, it was 6.8 miles from her house, and El Dorado is 9 miles from her house. It's a little closer. It's a little through the country, but
Ophir Road's just a little,
Yeah.
Okay, I made the motion. I'll second.
so moved. Ophir is complete. Rocky Springs. Need a Republican judge. Chiefs Creek.
We don't need anybody in Chiefs Creek. Wow.
Yeah, I was shocked.
I will move that we adjust for there.
I was gonna say, she did come in today. She turned in her application. She wasn't overly thrilled about being in Rocky Springs, but she said she would go where she really wanted to work, and she would be willing to go anywhere you needed her. So,
Awesome.
Okay,
Mhm.
I move.
Well- I'll wait a minute though. It might be a shorter drive for her to wait.
Yeah, it sure might, because she's not far to
If we
the
could,
road.
if we could
She
find
lives
somebody.
right over the bridge on that little house on the hill on the right.
Oh, Waite will be much closer than
That
going
would
to
be
Chief.
much closer.
Right past
to
each other.
Springs. So I'm just thinking, is there somebody in here we could find that's closer to Rocky Springs? I know that's a hard thing to probably find.
I do know that when Jennifer told me she worked before, she has worked in Troy and she worked at Uwari.
Mhm.
Say, where was she? And she worked at Cheeks Creek, but there was some conflict at Cheeks Creek, I think.
Yes, there was.
It's, Chris Smith.
Brett,
He's an
Rocky
assistant.
Springs.
Did y'all know any information about him?
He's brand new and his wife is Misty Smith, so they
Mother.
wouldn't be able, or his mother.
Mother.
I'm sorry.
Others, Mrs. Smith.
Misty Smith.
So do you want to place Jennifer in Wadeville or are you waiting?
What do y'all think?
if it was me, I'd rather drive Waite.
Yep.
It's more main roads
I
and
mean,
she's
just because.
she's a
of-
widow. She's,
I mean, she get to Waiteville in less than 10 minutes. It's gonna
she's
take her
like
half
it,
an hour longer to get to, Rocky Springs.
Yes.
All right, well, then I make a motion to place Jennifer Capazio, if I'm saying that correctly, I hope I am. And Waiteville as a judge.
I second that.
Just gotta find somebody Rocky Springs. I know Miss Pratt and Miss Boston both have worked before. They have experience.
Our go-to unfortunately passed away this
Yeah,
spring.
we did. We did.
Our go-to.
Survivor game.
Yep.
She was our
Oh,
Rocky
yeah,
Springs.
yeah,
And there were some on the unaffiliated, Nancy Rupert, again, I don't know where she would be willing to.
I'm
Sure.
sure that's what I know. Nancy, did she always work at Chiefs
She
Creek?
always worked at Cheeks Creek.
Mhm. That's probably still a haul for her. And Catherine
On
Rollins,
the bottom of the Democrat.
Oh, okay.
unaffiliated.
Did the GOP send you a alternate?
They did not.
Okay, so we're still looking for a Republican judge at Rocky Springs.
Okay.
Okay, okay, well, let's skip on down while we think about that. Wadeville, looks like we're set in Wadeville.
Yep.
Okay,
Wait a minute. Yeah,
yeah, to remove Jennifer
February,
we haven't done this.
Jillian.
the Democrat judge.
We need a Republican judge and
No,
And we got Nancy Henson.
When did Nancy Henson?
only one we need is the
Oh,
one for the Democrat.
Yep.
And we could, that Catherine DeVore.
DeVoe,
And Kimberly Boast, yeah.
if you keep Kim and Kate together,
Mhm.
they'll be fine.
Yeah,
They'll carpool, they live real close to each other.
I talked to Kim first.
Oh, I'm sorry, we could do Kim.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Apologize.
I talked to Kim first and she said, yeah, she didn't know if, Miss DeVoe would do it, but to call her. And when I called Miss DeVoe, she was like, only if Kim is gonna do that.
And Kate
And
and
they're gonna
I,
ride together.
Kate and I worked at Ophir together during COVID.
Oh, wow.
So I think we should approve both of those.
Well, there you go. I mean, we can approve definitely. This budget would be the
judge.
Yeah.
I'll second Teddy's motion.
Yeah.
And so we're good in Oak or in Uwharrie now.
The only deficit we have is Rocky Springs and I'm saying.
Right. It's the only one I don't have a star beside them.
Would y'all think Miss Rupert would want to work there? Do y'all know her?
Nancy.
Yeah.
Unaffiliated.
Well, we also,
Nancy's home precinct is, Uwharrie.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, really?
That's
Okay.
hours.
so,
Yeah.
I thought we already moved Nancy's.
Nancy
Talking about
Rupert.
Nancy Rupert.
Okay.
Yeah,
so here's a Dina Poole, who on the list is showing as the chief judge in Troy 1
for sure.
or Troy 2, I'm sorry. We struck her from there and we've not placed her anywhere.
And we need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a math person.
And
She has been everywhere.
yeah, she has. Her and Andrea are just like go-to folks.
Andrea Marshall, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and she lives on Pool Lane, Troy.
So
Isn't that off Troy County Road?
Yes,
It is.
yes.
Inside the city.
Right at the, where.
Pallet line.
right, Smithman Bridge.
She was 3 miles
Yeah.
from the town hall.
Do what?
She was 3 miles from the town hall. So
Yeah.
she lives 3 miles outside of town.
I thought okay, Smitherman's Bridge is 3 miles to the city.
When I-
Gander.
In Gander.
That turns to Kinder.
That's only that's only 3 miles from Gander.
No, it's 3 miles from her house to Troy.
To Troy too.
Oh,
No.
sorry. I thought we said Gander.
No, 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 no,
We've
no.
got too many.
From where we had her, yeah, placed,
Okay.
the numbers out to the side tell you how
Okay,
far
that
they
is-
were.
That's accurate.
Okay.
Also had- from the list, short of Dina Poole or Tanya Williams, that we originally have in Troy two. John Carroll,
Who is currently ineligible,
who's currently ineligible.
but he says he's gonna fix it.
Wait, playing horseshoes.
I couldn't believe that happened last night, that they did that
Yeah,
update.
With Dana Poole, I mean, I hate to put her that far out, but
Yeah, who was the other ones?
Tanya Williams,
And
they're both
Matt Gilman.
showing, they're both showing at Troy two originally.
Okay, and Tanya says she lives in Mount Gilead. It's actually.
Robidoux Road.
Robidoux Road, yeah.
She was the only applicant that picked up the recruitment brochure from the post office. We had 106 of those brochures picked up. Only one returned, and it was hers. And then I mailed her the application last Thursday, and she brought it in today. I mean, so
She cares.
she cares. But I don't know how familiar she is with the area. She just moved in this area in 2024, I think.
Okay,
And we're probably better off with them. She's got some experience.
I mean, she would probably be good as an assistant. We could,
Mhm.
you know, place her as an assistant there at that
Labor.
precinct.
mhm,
And I think definitely somebody with experience. I mean, Dina's got experience to be a chief, but we don't have another chief position at this point.
mhm.
Oh, and I think she would definitely be the better candidate, just under my looking as a judge.
Mhm.
On Troy too.
No,
Rocket
That's
Springs.
Rocky Springs.
Okay.
that's the only place we have left.
Mhm.
I was sitting here thinking move Elizabeth Sasser back to assistant and move Dina as the judge in Troy too, but that's just what. I'm sorry.
But still,
I'm being
yeah,
quiet. It's not my.
still is right.
Well, if you're thinking that way, Lisa Greenwell is listed as a Republican assistant in El Dorado, and she's from Uwharrie, and we've got an opening right now for an assistant Republican in Uwharrie. We put her back in her home district.
It's got a village judge and Rose some assistant.
Yeah, so I think there's a motion to place Dina Poole as the Republican judge at Rocky Springs.
Yes.
Yeah,
So moved.
I'll second.
So moved. Okay,
I'll go ahead and make the comment. You know, there's some people might come up and say, I refuse. And at that point, we can fill positions
Yes. Okay.
and play shuffleboard. But
Just let them know if they let us know that we'll let the board know when you come back to the table and see what we can do kind of thing.
I mean, it's important. I mean, you know, I mean. it's-
We would just let John know and see what.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they don't have to,
Yeah, it's probably, and probably even talk about it.
yeah. Okay, so all of our chief judges are replaced,
Yep.
all of our Republican judges are placed, all of our Democrat judges are placed. Now we need, to look at assistants. Can shift with papers, right, on that piece.
So Zach Brewer is from Visto. Just needs an application, what it is.
He has not seen the application, but he
Yeah.
was gonna.
He promised to give it in.
I haven't talked to him, haven't heard anything
Yeah, we
from
haven't
him.
talked from him to you.
So I mentioned earlier, I've known Zach for going on 20 years, so if he has been contacted and he's agreed to do it, then he'll get his application in.
Mhm.
I'm familiar with them and I mean, I don't see no problems with them. I would hope not.
Okay.
And then we have, Ms. Cagle. So we make a motion for Zach Brewer and Pat Cagle.
So moved.
Second there, so moved.
So Teddy made the motion and
I did.
No, Kelsey made
Kelsey
those.
made
Kelsey made the motion.
Make a motion and Teddy.
And Teddy seconded.
Second. Candor,
You're not
Meg
crazy.
Campbell's from Star
She's from Star,
and Jamal Moore is from Bisco.
Bisco.
And then we made the note down at the bottom that Lynn Varner,
That's from Cambridge.
is from Candor
Okay.
and has worked in the past.
I don't,
Um,
does anybody have information about Megan O'Campbell? I don't know anything.
I do not know them.
They're out of district, so I mean,
Yeah.
that makes it insufficient.
Yep.
She's out.
No, she gave her application. Lynn Varner at the precinct star
You-
thing.
Were you okay with this or did you have something?
Jamal Moore. Is that not the person we had trouble with at Star? Last year on election?
I don't know.
I think it was him and somebody else.
There.
It might have been the primary.
Yeah.
Do you remember Jamal giving any trouble or anything, any issue, not giving any trouble, I don't mean to say that, but any issues coming up?
So I worked Star during the primary.
Is he a singer?
I thought he was in Bisco last year.
I mean, I'm never.
Yeah, the Bisco.
So I worked the primary in Star and he was not in Star during the primary.
I don't remember any.
I think it might be a different one. I mean,
Yeah.
this
What was
guy that. I know nothing negative. to say about him.
Okay.
I've been around several times. I've even heard him sing. I mean, he's a really good singer. Gospel and everything else.
He did come to the social. And he turned his application in that night. And when he turned his application in, he put it in as Democrat, but when I verified it, it was unaffiliated. So he was notified of that discrepancy and he came back and fixed it right away. I
And
mean,
he saw me at, Dario in Ashburn and said, hey, I'm gonna get up there and fix it. I said, okay,
I make
super nice guy.
that we have set Jamal's. And that since Megan's is insufficient, that we already have another one down there as Ms. Varner, who's worked in the past and might be skipping a little bit to phase two, but that's where we'd be at anyway.
Yeah.
And then we can move this along and go ahead and set her as assistant.
I'll say.
So we're gonna put Lynn Barner in as a Republican assistant in Candor and, Peter Jamal Moore as a Democrat assistant. Cheeks Creek. Joey Haywood as the assistant rep for assistant Republican. Democrat assistant Ava Dyke. She's from Mount Gilead.
yes, that's quite a haul for her. It's 24 miles from her home to the Cheeks Creek precinct. But she was the chief at Cheeks Creek during the 2024 elections. I haven't spoken with her. But she hasn't complained either. So that I know of. So I'm guessing
You've been down there for quite a while.
maybe.
Even Dykes has been on here a while. I don't know where, but she's been on.
teacher.
There's a lady that's been working in Cheeks Creek for quite a few years. And I can see her face, but I cannot ever call what her name is. And I'm thinking that's who she is. And if it is, then she's short. So. She's, average height, rather than.
Normally
I
it's
don't really
been Nancy
know.
Rupert, so.
Is Nancy Rupert from there?
Nancy Rupert she's from Uwharrie, her
Okay,
precinct's
never mind.
Uwharrie, but she has worked at Cheeks
Is there
Creek before.
anybody else from Cheats Creek that's on any other list that's been submitted?
Cheeks Creek, Rodney Haywood.
Yeah, right.
He's a Republican.
Different Democrats. Or unaffiliated.
Kathy Rollins.
She was here in Troy.
It's, over. Assistant Tim Jordan Rose. It's a Nick Elliott.
Yeah.
He would be chief closer to Cheats Creek.
And then you have to think about who's gonna go to Oprah. That was a real bear.
Does he mind going to Oprah?
Um,
Even asked?
yes, he's been asked and he said he would go.
I guess the thing to do is leave it.
That's
Let him-
like, he's on the southeast side of Mount
Yeah, it's
Gay.
long. Mhm.
Cause Haywood Road is on
Yeah.
73,
Yeah.
going towards Canton.
Yep.
And he's willing to drive to Ophir.
Well, he said he was gonna take a trip up there and check it out and he would let me know if it was a problem, and I haven't heard anything about it being a problem, so
He
I,
hasn't got.
maybe.
Maybe he'll be riding around up there wrong.
He's trying to find, he's still trying to find.
It's a,
He ain't
it's
got
a,
his cell phone with him, he is, you know.
Back to Cheeks Creek. So Joey Haywood, up or down?
Up.
Okay. No one else. We got, oh, that's gonna be, that's 109, that's in farther. That's.
I don't think we have anybody else.
I don't see nobody available.
Yeah.
Where is that big forcing center? Nobody seen. Where is he? I mean, the number 73 is that.
The,
She's driving on main roads almost
yeah. I
the
mean,
whole way.
Really,
Yeah, I looked at it today and she's like on main roads the majority of the time to get there.
would you like me to call her to see if she would still be willing to do Cheeks Creek?
Has she been?
She has not. Like I said, when she put her application in,
Right now, she'll. English.
right there by paperwork.
she knows she's been nominated, but in the notice of nomination, I did not tell them what precinct or what position.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy run from where she lives, where I looked at it, just right past Paperworks, the west side Paperworks, and straight out 73 into town. It's a mile into town, turn left on 731. Seems like it's a long way, but
Yes.
I'm okay with leaving her there unless she pitches a fit and we can make some adjustments. What do y'all
If there's a problem, you can go back and fix it.
Yeah, I'll make a
Make it
motion,
new.
I'll make a motion on Joey and.
Okay.
Unless we will give.
A second.
so moved.
Yeah.
All right, Rhonda,
Lisa
Definitely.
Greenwell lives in Uwharrie, and we have an opening in Uwharrie.
We do. We need to move her. I agree to Lori.
get my paper. Yes, okay, so Lisa Greenwood to Laurie as,
Assistant.
assistant.
Somebody from El Dorado.
Okay, we don't, Ms. Judge.
That's head of the-
Who is the, I had down here and maybe we've put her somewhere else. There's a possibility. So y'all fix me. And I see the name Janie Carroll living in that. Is that not the one?
She's in Ophir now.
She's an Oprah now. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that.
Barb Lippert is from El Dorado.
So just to
Jennifer Caldwell.
remember, Nancy Rupert is unaffiliated and she is in URI as her home precinct. So if, and I don't know if Lisa would agree to go to El Dorado and Nancy be in URI, that would be in her home, well, both of those are the home precinct. But that might be another option.
You said Nancy.
Nancy Rupert
El Dorado.
is URI.
She-
Mhm.
Right now, him, Boston, Pete, both said they would be in URI. if they
Yep,
vote.
we're looking at the Republican, possibly for the Republican. I know that we talked about sending Lisa Greenwell
Is
to
anybody
URI.
familiar with
Right.
Jennifer
They're down there.
Caldwell?
The,
Where's she at?
I had her on another list.
I haven't looked her up. I don't know. You know, Nancy might be willing to go to El Dorado. I don't know. I don't know who would be closer, Nancy or Lisa.
Well, Nancy lives on Normal. Right.
They both.
No, Lisa. oh,
No,
lives
Nancy
to-
Rupert.
That's what you-
I meant Lisa. I don't know where Nancy lives.
Nancy lives, Rocky Creek Drive, Troy. Here's her application if you want her exact address.
Mount Carmel, Dusty Double Road.
It's the same neck of the woods.
He's on the south side of 109. Yeah, they're within, they're both live in the same area, neighborhood, pretty much. When you say Mount Carmel Church Road. So either way, they would both be driving, I think.
Yeah,
So we need a Republican assistant at El Dorado. All right, let's come back to that. Let's move through. As long as we know. Little River,
Smith is one car and
there was a question from somebody a while ago. Debbie, Misty Smith said something about Seagrove address.
Can't think of that address, but since she's registered Star Precinct, who's.
Yeah, so Hogan Farm Road, portions of Hogan Farm Road are Seagrove addresses, just like some of that stuff up there, like Black Ankle, you know, even though it's Texas.
I used to live in Moore County, but had a secret there.
Yes, there's, hey,
I live
the
in
Dollar General that is at Westmore
Uh-huh.
has a Seagrove address.
It does.
Does.
URI Point has a New London address, which is in Stanley County.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
There's some unions.
she's out of precinct.
Stage 3.
Yeah, I mean, because we went over names for other positions, I would say, that we know where we're at.
Brenda Brock as a Democratic assistant.
From Troy two, yeah. And if you look down at Amber Jonathan, she's from Troy one.
Brenda Brock has worked at Little River for many
Many.
elections, many elections.
They pay her.
She was the chief, when Roy couldn't, during the whole thing of the Helene and he had to leave. Brenda stepped up and became the chief.
Country Club Acres is just across through, the one at 134, just after you cross the river.
Okay, across the bridge.
Coach Opie wanting to be there.
Yeah,
So, yes, Brenda Brock at Little River,
and Misty Smith.
from Star.
Yes,
I would say yes.
yes.
I propose that.
I'll second.
So move. Mount Scared, Rodney Haywood, Republican assistant, and Dorothy Key,
Mountain Village.
Democrat assistant. So,
I'm okay with that.
So we discounted Jerry, and he was down as a judge.
mhm.
And he had actually, I know that he said he wanted to work Mount Gilead. How about that? I've been.
We never placed somebody there, did we?
We had,
Terry Osborne is placed as the.
Republican judge.
Never mind then. He's the Republican judge. He is.
Okay, because I put a check, I got him crossed, and then I put a check.
I second the motion that you just made.
Yeah,
So Rodney Haywood, Republican assistant, and Dorothy Key, Democrat assistant.
Yes.
Not Gilead.
yeah, I made the motion and Kelsey did the second.
That's right.
So moved. I hope Rodney knows what he's getting himself into.
Find out.
Over
Debbie Davis.
Debbie Davis
Jordan
and Jordan LaRose. I think we talked about Jordan LaRose a
We
minute
did.
ago.
That we have.
Debbie Davis, King Road, Seacoast.
Mhm.
16 miles, it says.
Yeah, so King Road is just north of Black Angle.
Yeah.
Going into Seagrove.
But Ophir so far east.
Well, you go across Black Angle, come by my house and then.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a long way, but it's that windy
It's the-
Flint Hill
Mhm.
that kind of makes,
A little snake drain.
yeah. Has Deborah Davis worked before?
No,
Never worked before?
I don't know her.
and we haven't had any conversation with her. She turned her application in, but she doesn't know where the proposed placement is.
Laura East will be very nice to her.
Yes.
Laurel could get to them.
Mhm. Okay, so
I
any objections to those?
I move for both of them, Debbie Davis and Jordan LaRose.
I'll say,
So move. PD,
Paul is from Star.
Yeah, that's a
Robert
really,
is
that,
from PD.
that's the longest drive of any of the people that were on there.
Paul,
He hasn't turned in an application and I haven't had any communication with him.
anybody that lives
What is it? Didn't-
I recommend,
that
Well,
way?
the rest is a Democrat.
Who?
I recommend Rita
Where's she at?
at
oh,
PD.
oh,
But
Oh, they're on-
I
I'm
haven't
sorry.
had any communication with him. He has,
Sorry.
haven't had any communication with Paul. You don't have his registration.
His registration is current. He
You don't
is
have his
unaffiliated,
Application.
but do not have an application from him yet. And again, those were just sent out Thursday. When we got this list on Tuesday, I verified everybody was eligible and sent the applications to those who had not had one submitted. So it might be in the mail, it might be coming in. We don't have the application. And she checks it every morning.
Have anyone, bless you. Nobody on one of these lists that lives out that direction?
Just keep going, doesn't it?
If it's in the right parties.
At that point. All right.
We had a lot of people from Star that like to be.
Yeah, the nominations came in, it was an abundance, from the Republican Party from the Star Seagrove area and then down in the Tip Road, Mount Gilead location.
So where are we at with, these two MPD?
Said yes to.
Make a motion
There you go.
to accept.
Thanks.
Okay.
Right there. So moved.
Okay.
All right, Rock Springs.
Fifty-two from Star and John is from Visco.
I'm making a motion to accept.
I'll
I,
second.
I think we had a conversation. Somebody said Chris was okay with going anywhere, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And I know John,
So moved.
and he's good.
Yeah, he's already talked to us about being.
John definitely talked to us. I haven't had any conversation with Chris.
Okay.
So Kelsey made the motion. Who seconded?
Me.
Teresa seconded. Okay.
Star.
Phyllis is from Star.
Philip is good.
Is Philip, tell me who Philip is.
Philip is a young man, well, I say young man, he's my age. But he was one of those that submitted an application. Yeah,
He's a young
me too.
man.
He submitted an application during the Troy Fest.
Huh?
I know, very little about him, except for I can tell you the process when he was filling out his application. He started filling out the application because two of the ladies that he was with was filling out applications.
Oh.
And, there was no place for him to sit at the table, so he asked me if I would fill out the application for him. So I filled out the application for him. He had to ask his wife the answers to the questions. And one of the questions was, do you have transportation? And he said, if she, and he pointed to the other lady, takes me. Yes, I got, and then she looked up and said, yes, I'll take you. So transportation is a little questionable.
You got his application?
I do.
I mean, given that information,
Hang on.
okay,
I
I'll
want-
look at it.
Yeah, I want you,
But she
want everyone to
filled it
take a
out.
look.
I filled it out, but he signed it.
You saw.
I'm saying,
Okay.
honestly. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah. So this is application. Of course, this is all Donna's handwriting. Okay. But he has to sign it. He has to sign it. So one of the things, Debbie, I'll pass it to you so you can see. So one of the things that, can disqualify a person is, transportation as well as, the ability to read and write.
Correct.
And based off of signature on the application, I'm not saying the gentleman can't read or write. I'm just saying it's very
We don't have enough evidence to
Yes.
say he can't.
exact.
Yeah.
So I would move to strike him
Yeah,
myself.
That might be a good idea.
I agree.
I agree.
I would like to nominate Stephanie Davis.
Stephanie who?
Hagel, sorry, her maiden name was Davis.
Did she say she would?
Yes,
Wow.
and was under the impression she was gonna be chief judge.
Okay, so here's the conversation with Stephanie.
Okay,
She lost her mom in May.
okay,
Wow, that's her.
And I had reached out because she is amazing.
Yeah.
As a precinct official. I reached out to her in May. She had not turned in her application. She was gonna come to the social, couldn't come because her mom was sick and then her mom subsequently passed away. She has been dealing with the grief of her mother. I reached back out to her in June. She said, let me think about it. I reached back out to her in July. She said, let me think about it. And then she sent an email that said that she is going to step away at this point. So the last conversation I had
what was
with
that
her,
email?
I can go pull it from the file.
I mean, if you just remember.
It was in July, end of July.
Because when we were at, our conference, she was called and said that she would work.
When I spoke with Mr. Kramer, I shared her name with him.
Yeah,
And I said, she just was not in a place that she was gonna, but baby. And so I don't know if, and that was, what day did he come by? That Thursday?
After the Republican meeting.
so just when we were at conference in Wilmington, she was called and said she wanted to work.
Okay.
And she's got a long time before she would really have to work.
Yeah.
So there's no municipal election there.
Right.
Yeah,
I did give her name to Larry and I
she's worked before. I'd like to nominate her.
Yeah.
Just to think about it. And I agree with you. You made a good point. That there's a while before between now and then.
Yeah.
You got somebody good there to work with her.
mhm.
Yeah.
She's got some experience.
And like, well,
She's
she's
got
got
She's
experience.
done, okay.
She worked in Star and she worked with me in Star. She was really good. When I was going through scanning in the ATVs, I realized most of them that came from Star processed through her. So she was really, really good, but I'm just kind of shocked that she said yes, because she was very adamant about
Yeah.
it.
That come from a very reliable source to me. That was, she had said she.
We're glad to hear that.
Oh, I'm happy.
I did not do that myself. I
We got a motion.
I'll second.
For Stephanie, yeah.
Okay.
We needed Democrat.
We need a Democrat. That's
Teddy and Dree. Made the motion,
Kelsey,
seconded.
Kelsey and
Kelsey, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we need a Democrat assistant for Star.
Democrat assistant for Star, could Ben Zach do it?
Ben Zek is another he worked Little River before. He was not placed as a nominee for a placement. His wife Rita is a precinct official in PD, and she called saying, why didn't Ben get a notice that he was nominated? So, I'm guessing maybe he's interested in doing it, but,
And where's-
he lives in the PD community. He worked in Little River during the
Last
last
time.
election.
What's his last name?
Name?
Zech, ZECH.
ZZCH.
Yeah, his wife Rita is in PD.
Uh-huh. His first name is Benjamin, yep.
Oh, Ben Zek. Okay, yeah, I see him right there. He's on that alternate list.
Mhm.
And where's the second story?
Yeah.
Star. All right, so
I propose Ben.
I second.
So moved, so assistants for Star, Republican is Stephanie Cagle, and Ben Zek as Democrat. Troy won.
Okay, can I, okay, so I had a motion from Kelsey for Stephanie Cagle, seconded by Dree,
Yes,
and then, motion from
Ted,
Ben, from Teddy for being, seconded by Kelsey, right?
Yeah.
Want to make sure I got those right, sorry.
Ricky and Michelle are both.
They're both from
Troy
401.
won, looks good.
I propose both of them.
I'll second.
There you go.
Teddy
There
and
you go.
So,
Teddy. And maybe we can put Nancy in.
Troy two,
Nancy Ripper.
need a Republican assistant and
Maybe Nancy Ripper. Or Kathy Rollins, yeah, either one of those.
Kathy worked Troy 2 last time.
this, Tanya Williams, didn't we,
Oh, yeah,
we had to mark her because she wasn't in precinct.
yep.
Precinct's Kathy and.
I would say, I would be put her as the assistant there. In Troy too. Tanya Williams, will we mark her from the
Yeah,
judge?
from Troy one, put her
Um,
in.
Put her as the assistant there at Troy two.
Okay.
Um,
And explain to her why.
yeah,
No, she won't care.
She won't know it.
Never worked, yeah.
They just got a nomination letter.
I mean, she's
Yeah, they
never,
just got
yeah.
nominated, that they were
and
nominated.
then,
Johnson.
Amber Johnson.
Amber Johnson, she's out of precinct, but, you know,
It's
we're at that
Troy.
point, it's Troy.
Yep.
And again, that's,
So-
Good. I'll make a motion.
So Tanya Williams
And Amber Johnson.
and Amber Johnson respectively.
Yep.
The motion was made by Dree, seconded by Teddy. So moved. All right, Lori,
Lisa Greenwell is from URI,
Yep.
I think we already penciled her in.
yes. And
We
Kate
penciled her.
DeVoe wants to work with Kim Boss.
I think you've already approved those. I think, maybe not. Maybe Lisa.
I think we discussed
there was no motion made.
So Lisa Greenwell as assistant.
Republican,
Republican
and
judge.
Kate as the Dem.
Gotcha.
So the
Made the
motion was made by Teddy,
Yeah.
I'll second.
seconded by Dree, so moved. Now wait for
Harley's from Kansas.
Never worked before. Has turned in her application.
Matt Gaddy's good.
did we play, we moved Kimberly Blake somewhere, didn't
We did.
Yeah, she's,
And we got Jennifer DePazio as the judge.
we? You said she's, is it Carlisle Singer?
Harley.
I think it's Carly.
Carly.
Anger. Charlie.
We're Russian.
And Manuel had. Angela.
And Jennifer. Surely had.
Yeah, it would be okay to have a new.
I think she would be-
Yeah,
That would be a good place for a
new
a
person.
new person.
100%.
Both of them.
I'll second.
There you go.
So moved. All right, so the only one we needed to go back to was public assistant, El Dorado. We moved Lisa Greenwell.
And we got him here and put him down where he lives.
Yeah. So we just need one person up there. I think we've got everybody. This is,
Probably something to do with it, she knows. But I beat her in bridge today, so it's probably a big no.
um, who,
Does anybody count whole money?
I'm trying to.
You know Sharon Hudson?
She can't.
no,
I know her.
yep, Nora.
Rupert,
It's sufficient. Decision.
Oh,
It's not emphasis for any other reason.
She has, she holds place, positions in the party.
Nancy Rupert, I know she's in URI, but we didn't put her anywhere else, did we?
Oh,
maybe nice to her.
yep. Okay, so is that what you're proposing? Nancy Rupert?
Yes.
That was the motion.
I made the motion.
Debbie seconded it. Okay, said so. So moved.
Okay.
All right. So at this point,
do we approve in Barb Lippert as well?
we already did.
We already, okay. I totally missed that.
They thought that-
I didn't have her as approved, but, unless it was incorporated in Dree's motion to
Yes.
accept Nancy Rupert. and-
Incorporated.
Modify that.
About,
Okay.
okay,
So how do we find out these people say no?
I'm sorry,
Donna.
how do we do what?
Donna will, compile this new list together
Make it pretty.
and all the notes that she made, that we made.
I would definitely, charge, y'all was saying, most of these people's gonna be a long time and there's a lot of training between now and then.
Yeah. So at this point, we have an approved list. We'll organize it, get it together, send them all their little letter or whatever. And we're good to go. Once you get a complete list, I'm gonna, that will be tomorrow. Or by the end of the week.
Okay.
Along with the minutes.
Once you get that together, please send that to 5 of us. Also, if you would copy, Mr. Kramer, Ms. Cagle, so they are aware. These names and appointments will be posted. As public knowledge of them. Will be here shortly. All right,
Okay, we got two more things.
we got a few more things to cover here,
Okay.
and it's not painful, it's rather quick. Orientation date and training date. So, real quick, over the last, how long, we're in August. Over the last 8 months, we've discussed a lot about, the trainings that all of our poll workers will receive. But we also, back in the day, we would have everybody in the same room at the same time, which was a really good time for the board to for the poll workers to meet the board, for the board to speak to them. If they don't know who they are, we can put faces with names. So I had suggested that we do kind of a orientation where, we get all of them together and just lay out our expectations, kind of do the, typical orientation thing. Some of the old timers, but honest, back in the day, I would sit in the back with Aileen Calicut and Betty Cagle, and we would cut up.
Yeah.
Because we've been through the motion so
Many
much.
times.
But going forward, I would like to have that opportunity, so we're going to try and do that this year, so I'll turn that to you.
Okay, so that precinct official orientation will be September the 9th at 6 PM at the Montgomery County Courthouse in the main courtroom.
And this is just for the municipal elections, right?
No, this is
Everybody.
everybody. Mhm. And we'll be contacting everybody tomorrow because that's coming up and we've already got the courtroom reserved for that.
Is that not our regular meeting?
And it is.
Yes, so that'll be at 6. So what we can do, and I had thought about that, we will post our meeting to be not here, but at the courthouse.
Sick.
That's it.
Okay.
Yep. And I can go ahead and make those posts so that with time and
Perfect. And if there's something aside from the orientation that we need to deal with before that time or at that meeting, then we can meet at 5:30 there and then move into this orientation.
Okay, are we gonna make arrangements with John or Sheriff or somebody to let our people in and tell them which,
I've already got reservation. I've already reserved it.
okay, which door they're gonna be coming in?
Tracy's gonna let us in. Tracy
Tracy
Hamilton.
At the top or the bottom? Because we need to tell
Well,
people they're
we'll
coming.
need access to the elevator because some will need to use the elevator.
You probably better come in the bottom.
Yes.
At the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're changing the meeting place to the courthouse, but not the time. The time is still 5:30?
As of right now, we will have our meeting as part of the orientation. So, keep your calendar for 5:30, just in case that at some point between now and then, if there's something that the board actually needs to bring in front of them, aside from this orientation, we can do that at that.
I don't want to clog up our calendar, but if something about 3 days prior, that would be.
Right.
Do you think we just need to plan for 5:30?
That's a good idea. Let's just plan
Let's do
for
it.
our meeting at 5:30, and then we'll do orientation at 6. That'll work.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't foresee anything, but you never know. I'd rather be there to do that there instead of here and then have to run up there.
2 people that we put together might be arch enemies.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not doing any training before the end where you'd have to know.
All right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. So,
Yeah, if I have any of that, I can.
yeah, so we just need to make the note, and make it known the, board meeting will be held at the courthouse at 5:30.
Okay, in the main courtroom.
Yeah.
Yep.
So does that need to be in the form of a motion that you're changing the location? Or the motion just, does it even need a motion that you're gonna approve these schedule?
Now,
Okay. Okay.
and then, your mat training is this 18th
At 6 PM, it'll be here.
here.
And then, I think, Pam Hurley has a prior engagement, so I'm going to train her with the mat training privately to work out. I think she'll be with, and have another meeting. Workers for the municipal election on November the 4th. I'm doing a chief judge training separate because I believe that will be very, informative and better prepare our chief judges for all of the details that they need to know about. I don't think that should be a corporate training. I think that should be private. I'm doing a chief judge training. We'll be doing the chief judge and precinct official trainings for judges and assistants on the 23rd and the 25th. As you can see, one's at 10 a.m., one's at 6, and then I just flip them. And the number of precinct officials we're training is not that much, so it shouldn't be a problem to get somebody in at one of those 2 times.
So
And
this is only gonna be for stop
Municipal.
2025, okay?
Yes.
Got it. I
And-
see that now.
We are 3 precinct officials for early voting and 3 or 5 for election day.
We have 5 appointed
Okay,
for those.
for early voting,
No,
or election day for
For election.
municipals.
for municipal.
Okay,
What we appointed, that's what you got.
okay, perfect, all right.
Um,
And my idea for early voting officials, I would like to have 1 from each early voting site in this office so that as I implement changes, they would all 3 be aware to take it back to their early voting site on a regular basis. If such as,
so you want somebody from, that would typically work in Bisco, Troy, and Mount Gilead to be here for the early voting.
yes, sir,
Okay,
for the municipal.
Makes sense.
makes sense to me.
Yeah.
There's a process when things come back on election night. If there's an issue where the voter check-in didn't complete, hit vote, didn't complete the process. Well, in order to figure out which voter that occurred with, we have to print all of the voters and go through each one, and it takes hours. There's a report you can print that I learned in Stanley. I can't remember the name of it, but as you receive this report from every early voting site and you just go down, it'll have the word yes there. And as long as you see yes, you know it was completed. If you don't see one, or maybe it's a no, I can't remember, that alerts you that this one wasn't completed, and then the director goes and completes it, and it makes everything balanced without having to spend 2 hours calling out names and checking them off and things like that. So these are just a sample of the types of things I would like to incorporate going forward that will make our life easier here in this office. And then that way, if I have 1 person from each early voting site, then they would be aware of those changes and I wouldn't have to worry about it as much. They would be able to go in and go, okay, now we're going to be able to print this because we did this and it worked.
And that makes a lot of sense.
Good idea.
Okay,
Thank you.
next, registration repair at the precinct, what looks like from a precinct official perspective.
I wanted you all to have this because this is new because of the numbers. They would have to do a provisional. If you'll flip through the screenshots, this came straight from a training for the election connection that we have every other Wednesday. On the second page, it shows you what that precinct official will see. You can look through this yourself, but I wanted you to be aware as voter check-in checks in the individual, it'll show them that they must vote a provisional due to their numbers being missing. And then
If I look at this repair going out now, hopefully.
hopefully it'll be taken care of. But it was one of the things I felt like was, would be beneficial for you all to see what the precinct official would be seeing. And what I'll be training you.
When you do you discussed earlier about the updates for we're updating our laptops to Windows 11 and getting them prepared for the election software
Yes,
updates.
yes,
So when you do the update for the election software, this will pop up
yes,
when John King's public walks up and they don't have their driver's license number verified or,
right.
and at that point, if he provides his driver's license, it's still gonna make him do a provisional.
Yes, sir.
But then we approve of it when it comes.
Right, so once it comes to us, but yeah,
Because once the help station puts everything in, they would add it in and you would see it on the provisional and
That's correct.
everything would be correct.
Because they still have to have that ID number validated.
it has to be valid.
Right.
Right.
And there's no time to do that at the elections.
Yeah.
But I just wanted y'all to be aware of how that would work.
Right. Any further business or comments, concerns?
Actually, we can go home now.
I think we can. Motion to adjourn.
I so move.
Eddie,
Seconds.
Green. So move. 7:50.
Thank you for hanging in there with